If you've ever used a hydration pack for a hike or a bike ride, you know the convenience is a total game changer. But you also know the absolute worst part, right? The moment you realize you have to clean the thing. Well, today, we're diving into a patented invention that was designed to solve that exact problem. For good. It's a question we'd probably all rather avoid. But seriously, think about it. After a long, sweaty day out on the trail, what's actually going on inside that plastic bag? If you've ever let your gear sit for a day or two before cleaning it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's really dig into the problem here. The traditional hydration bladder, as great as the concept is, actually has some pretty big design flaws that can be a real pain. So, these points here are pulled straight from the background of the patent itself. First off, that warm, dark, moist environment inside the bladder, it's basically a perfect breeding ground for bacteria and mold. But the real killer? Saliva backwash. Every single time you take a drink, a little bit of saliva flows back down the tube and into the main water reservoir, contaminating your entire supply. That's what leads to that funky, foul taste, and it means cleaning is a total chore, forcing you to use special brushes and weird chemicals just to get into all those nooks and crannies.
You know, it's one of those things that feels so common. You just got to think, there has to be a better way to do this, right? Well, as it turns out, there is.
And that brings us to the solution. And we're not just talking about some clever new gadget you might see online. No, we're talking about a real-deal, patented invention designed from the ground up to tackle these problems head-on.
And yeah, this is the real deal. What you're seeing here are images straight from an official United States patent. This isn't just a product idea, it's an invention that's been officially recognized and protected.
And here's the number to prove it. U.S. Patent 12156-585. Having this number is a big deal. It means the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office has reviewed this thing and said, yep, this is new and this is unique.
So what is it? This is the core invention, right from the patent diagram. It's officially called the hydration delivery tube, but it's marketed as the hydratetube. Now, at first glance, it just looks like a normal tube from a hydration pack, but it connects directly to a standard bottle, and it's got a really clever secret hiding inside.
So what is that secret? Well, it all boils down to one simple but absolutely crucial piece of technology. The company behind it, Vacuum Hydration, puts it pretty simply. The system prevents backflow using a hydraulic check valve. That's it. That's the key. That one little component is the innovation that changes everything. Okay, so what is a hydraulic check valve? The principle is actually incredibly simple. It's basically a one-way door for water. Liquid can flow out from the bottle to you, but it absolutely cannot flow back in. I mean, the difference is just night and day. Think about it. In a traditional system, every sip means backwash contaminates the whole bladder, pretty much turning it into a science experiment. With the hydratetube system, that little one-way check valve literally slams the door shut, blocking that backwash and keeping the water in your bottle completely pure.
So here's the thing. This is about way more than just cleanliness. That one tiny valve fundamentally changes the entire system and opens up a ton of possibilities with the gear you already own.
And here's the big aha moment. By getting rid of the contamination problem, you suddenly don't need those specialized hard-to-clean bladders anymore. Any standard water bottle can now become your hydration reservoir.
And you can see from the patent drawings just how flexible this whole idea is. You can run a single bottle for a short trip, or you can even get fancy and hook up 2 bottles with a Y-splitter for those longer adventures, effectively doubling your water capacity without needing a huge sloshing bladder.
The whole design is just meant to be incredibly versatile. It's made to connect to pretty much any standard water bottle you can grab at a gas station or a grocery store. You can slide that bottle right into the reservoir sleeve in your backpack where your old bladder used to go, or just use the bottle pockets on the outside. And if you want a reusable option, it works great with those collapsible silicone bottles too.
Cleaning. With this system, it's ridiculously simple. You just run some soapy water through the tube, rinse it out, and you're done. That's it. Because the bottle itself never gets contaminated, the only thing you ever need to clean is the tube. No more weird brushes, no cleaning tablets, no more hassle. Period.
So when you step back and look at the whole picture, this really feels like a complete reimagining of how we carry water outdoors. Let's do a quick side-by-side to really drive the advantages home. All right, this chart really lays it all out. With traditional bladders, you've got a high risk of contamination from backwash. But with the hydratetube, the check valve completely prevents it. That difficult cleaning chore with all the special tools, it's now just a simple rinse. Refilling goes from being an inconvenient search for a faucet to just swapping in any standard bottle.
And finally, you're no longer locked into buying expensive proprietary bladders. You can use cheap, everyday water bottles instead.
So where does that leave us? Well, it brings up one final, really big question. When you have a simple, low-cost solution that solves all the biggest problems, contamination, cleaning, and convenience, are dedicated hydration bladders kind of obsolete now? It is definitely something to think about.